We live in a world right now where our discontentment is creating fertile soil for the devil to sow his seed of hate. And the society that we live in is in serious trouble because of this. In the Bible, Deuteronomy 1 and verse 27, one of the first things that we see happening in the hearts of the Israelites was their discontentment. And because of them being discontented with the experience that God was allowing them to go through, their response was, God hates us and he's trying to kill us. And I wonder if perhaps that's also some of our current reflection, and that's why we're turning in these different directions to seek a solution to something that only God can solve. That hole that we feel in our heart will not be filled by a politician. It will not be filled by a lover. It will not be filled by some illicit relationship. It will not be filled by any addiction you might be pursuing. Only God can fill it. But as long as we're driven by our discontentment, we are in serious trouble. So I have two verses for you to consider this evening. The first one is 1 Timothy chapter 6 and verse 6. It's a simple verse. And there the Apostle Paul says, godliness with contentment is great gain. As Christians, the one thing that should characterize our Christianity is our ability to be content with where we are, what we have. Because ultimately, this world is not our home, and there's nothing that we have with us here that we'll be able to carry to heaven other than a good character. And only God can put that together. My next verse is in the book of Philippians chapter 4. This is Paul, again, who wrote to Timothy, is now writing to the church in Philippi. And he says this in Philippians chapter 4 and verse 11. He says, not that I speak in regard to need, for I have learned in whatever state I am in to be content. I know how to be abased, and I know how to abound. Everywhere in all things I have learned both to be full and to be hungry, both to abound and to suffer need. Now, society is driving us mad by its demand to have more. So look at the working man in America, or the working woman. You go out, you get a paycheck. You buy a flat screen TV, and the moment you get a raise, you get a new one. You go out, you get a phone, one of these. And the moment the new one comes out, you buy another one. And on the cycle goes for more and more and more and more. And in turn, it leads us to a great level of dissatisfaction with our lives, with where we are, with who we are even, to the point where we lose our identity and we lose our ability to be satisfied with what we have. And so we hate others for having more. We hate others we think that are taking advantage. And hate becomes the seed that grows within us, and it continues to grow until it manifests itself in some kind of hateful act. Be content. Then Paul goes on. Verse 13. Having talked about contentment, and sometimes we think it's not even humanly possible. You know what? You're right. Contentment is not humanly possible, but this is what he says in verse 13 of Philippians chapter 4. I can do all things through Christ who strengthens me. That's the secret. If you are a follower of Jesus, you should be the most content person on the planet. And here's why. Jesus was willing to give up every single thing to come here to give you a shot at life eternal. Jesus was willing to let go of eternity, if that's what it meant, so that you could have a shot. You could have a chance at being saved. Are you satisfied? Satisfied where you are right now? Are you satisfied with who you are in Christ Jesus? Are you satisfied with God's will for your life? Are you truly satisfied and happy, even if tomorrow you lost everything you have? Would you be satisfied with Jesus then? Or would you complain and murmur and get upset? How would you respond if somehow the world didn't work out the way you expected to? Man, this world is a crazy place, man. It's a crazy place. But as Christians, we don't have to be crazy too. So may we find strength in Jesus to do what is right and not seek out others to satisfy that hole in our hearts.